Welcome to the show that rocks this scene, where flavors clash and dreams convene. It's the New Podcast, strapped in tight, rolling through the 956 tonight. Local talent in the spotlight's glare, artist business tales laid bare. The beat of the streets, the city's pulse. We chew the stories, the good and the repulse. Guitar strummed to the rhythm of our talks, bold voices echoing down the South Texan walks. We dine on drama with a side of flair, everything's served up raw, so be aware. From painters to poets, they all come here, sharing their passion, conquering their fear. Business moguls with dreams so vast, step up to the mic, share their tales from the past. So tune in, rock out to the New Show, where the tales are real and the faces glow. Heartbeats, hot chats in the 956 flow, where the stage, the light come bask in our glow.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the New Podcast. Unfortunately, this thing is back with me again.
You're welcome, America.
Oh my gosh! You know how hard it is to leave him. You know how hard it is to leave him behind, man, because he keeps latching onto the door. I mean, he is only on one leg right now. He's only on one leg.
You know you say that.
But anyways, episode 252.
Yep.
Today, we had announced this past Tuesday in the last episode where we had a little chit chat going on.
Yeah.
But on today's podcast, we have two very special guests, and to find out that not only that, they're brothers. When you got brothers that work on the same team together in a band, nothing can go wrong.
What's that like? Who? What's
you know
that
what?
like?
Honestly, I really don't. Cause my brother and I never coexist. I'm the rock. He's the hip hop artist, so it never really worked. You know what I mean?
There's a reason for that, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
But other than that, small talk over.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome. See if I say this correct. Ruinkrôs. Ruinkrôs. Yeah, it's over there. It was somewhere there. I knew it.
Close enough.
Ruinkrôs.
We've heard many different pronunciations.
So,
that was a good one.
You see, now, we were saying it yesterday. It sounds like a German name. Ruinkrôs.
No,
Ruinkrôs.
it's Ruinkrôs, but two different words but put together.
I don't know, man,
Okay.
but I like it, dude. I like the whole word itself. It sounds awesome, and not to mention the music.
The badass music, man.
Music is just takes
Hell
me
yeah.
back, bro.
Hell yeah.
And we were talking about that before the show started. You know how there's two styles of music that come together, and these guys made it work for both ways. And you can hear the difference of adding on more stuff as far as like rock and alternative sound into it. That's what makes it so awesome, bro. But enough about that. I want to hear you guys' story. We'll start with Abel.
Yes.
Let's start with Abel first and see if I get the right camera push here. Nope, wrong one. There it is. Mr. Abel, there is going on, Abel. Tell us a little about yourself, bro, where you grew up, and you know, if you, any stories you have about your brother here, that'd be great. No, go ahead, man. There was one time in band camp? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was a late bloomer to music, you know. I had been, I started off as like a roadie, and we have a metal band too, you know, that's been around since 1999. I was a roadie at that time, but, you know, now I'm like the lead singer, but I started off, you know, watching, idolizing everybody, going and making music and doing all this, and, you know, one day something just snapped, and, well, I just picked up, you know, running. I play piano, I play guitar, I sing, you know, I program music. I just, you know, I doodle or I write.
Right.
I try to draw, paint, you know.
Right.
Obsessed with art, and, you know, I went to school, I studied psychology, philosophy, and stuff like that.
See, this right here explains a lot of some of the music that I've been listening to now, man.
Yeah. It's most definitely different, you know what I mean? Like, I went to high school, I graduated top of my class, and
Down the road.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, you know, my mom's all happy. She's like, oh, he's gonna make a lot of money, and you know, being all tech nerd and whatever. And I was like,
He's gonna be a doctor. He's gonna be president.
yeah. But,
I hear you.
Mom,
I hear you.
I think I want to be a musician and a philosopher. There's no money in it, but
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, okay. Something.
yeah, but you know, I couldn't trade that for the world. Like you
Right.
know, I feel like that's what society misses in this world is people set to do art and think, and
Right.
I think it's important, and so I hold it down. You know, I live a humble life, and I just like to make music. You know, to be happy.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
You want you tag
Nothing
team
wrong
your
with
brother
that.
now? You want to get your brother here and get a couple of
yeah,
things?
let's
Go
go.
ahead. Let's see what brother has to say here. Go ahead, man. The second half of this awesome band. Go ahead, man. Tell us a little about yourself.
So I started playing music in 1996. I was influenced by heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, that stuff. I grew up with my aunts and uncles, just maybe 10 years older than me. So they were hip in the 80s and 90s, and I got to listen to their record collections, their tapes. We go cruising. Remember cruising when we couldn't afford gas?
Yeah, I remember that. I
And
remember
my
that.
grandma would be like, you can go, but you got to take him with you. You know?
Question. How many times have I heard that?
Yeah. So I ended up just listening to So I started listening to music.
I think you picked the right seat today. Go
I
ahead.
listened from everything from Depeche Mode to Iron Maiden to Waylon Jennings and
okay.
everything. So I grew up in a very different vibes, and I got the bug early on. I wasn't in my first band before I even knew how to string a guitar. I just wanted it to be so bad. So Pamela Anderson was the thing of the time. And my first
She
it
was
was
the
a
thing,
punk.
right.
It was a punk band called Silicone,
Yeah.
and then we changed it to Raging Hormones, and it was the most terrible stuff in the world. I didn't know how to play an instrument, but I tried. I mean, it's punk.
You're talking about Lonely Nights right now, buddy.
Yeah.
Go on, right?
But then I got more serious, and I got more into like producing early on. So I just whatever poor musician growing up, whatever I could get my hands on, tape decks, and going from one cassette, layering over,
Right.
and just got into production more than anything else, and then got into actually studying music and practicing like I was obsessed.
Right.
And started a black metal band in the late 90s and did that for about 20 some years. Wow. And then got writer's block. You know, we released album after album. Yeah, I couldn't write a metal riff to save my life, and I got really down about it because I'm a musician. That's how I get through the hardships of life. And one day I was just like, I've always listened to like Nine Inch Nails and industrial music, and of course Depeche Mode, Flock of Seagulls, you know, When in Rome and stuff like that. And
Right.
let me try that, and I invested some money into it. And I remember getting into. I've always had a home studio, so I've always been blessed to be completely independent and do everything on my own. And I remember calling my brother up one day when I wrote the first song. That was not metal, that would become Ruinkrôs. I remember calling him like, I think we're on a different path now, and
Really?
let's do it. And so my brother had already been singing with me with the metal band, just us two. I was doing all the music, guitar, bass, everything, and he was doing the vocals.
There you go.
And acoustic guitar, and we switched over, and we've been working twice as hard as we were usually doing, and Ruinkrôs came out of that, and it's been an awesome. I thought metal would be harder to play, but when you start thinking about technical things, when you're looking at frequencies and buttons and gear and MIDI, I'm like, oh man, I thought I was gonna press a couple buttons and just look good.
This is why you got a little brother with you now, bro.
So I was like, this is probably the hardest endeavor we've done, but also the most rewarding.
You see, and that's the cool thing about. I love listening to musicians' backgrounds because the foundation where you started from. You know, that I think when you're a musician, you start from the ground up. Not meaning halfway point. Well, we got all this $1,000 music stuff, man. Let's go. And then I feel that you do it. You have the high caliber stuff, and then you feel like, but we're not getting anywhere. You tend to like, okay, well, let's move on to something else. But when you start from the bottom up, from the ground up, like you said, start off with just a mediocre guitar, probably by your phone or just something simple just to start recording stuff.
Well,
that's the key stuff to start from.
We were so poor that the need to record was so evident that I found out that if you plug in headphones into a mic input, one of the headphones becomes a mic.
Yep.
And that's how we sang our early stuff on headphones.
We used to make songs like joke songs about, just
parodies, man.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones. What did I just tell you that today?
What were you doing?
What I was just doing a few minutes
we know
ago.
that we're like being creative. We thought we're just being a bunch of dumbasses and stuff. But
I actually got somebody
Those
already
are some of the
asking.
most creative people in the world.
What's up, guys? Where can we find your stuff? I know most of the stuff that I've seen on is on Spotify and on your YouTube also.
We're really pushing our YouTube. The YouTube has our latest single,
Yes.
Forever Yours, Forever
Yes,
Dark.
yes.
The best place, go to ruinkros.com, ruinkros.com.
There you go.
It has all our music on there, all the links. You can find our Facebook link, or Bandcamp, our Instagram, all that stuff. Our OnlyFans is on there.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're talking.
Nice.
And we got canceled.
That's okay. We heard this. We know the assignment.
We already made the threshold.
Yeah, we know.
Now just go to ruinkros.com. It has links to everything, and of course the music's also right off the bat there. We have the latest single page on the website, so you can hear the latest stuff that we're releasing. So.
Being brothers and everything, I know you guys say y'all started off with rock
Black
band,
metal.
rock, all that good stuff. When you go into a different form of music, which what you are doing now, I mean, you come up with this idea and you present it to your brother. You say, "Hey, man, let's do this." What are you thinking at that time? Like, okay, now this is pretty much on your ballpark playing field because you've already been messing with this for a while.
Well, the thing with me and with us is that we've always been creative. We've listened to so much music, and we had the same mentality. Like, we're gonna make music that we want to hear. So we've done extreme metal. He's done score work. We've done country songs for like a zombie movie called Project X here. So
Wow.
We've done rap, hip hop. I play acoustic guitar, like classical stuff, and it's just music just came naturally. It's a gift, and I praise it so much that it's just like it's a beautiful thing. So when he told me about this, I was like, this is right up my alley. Like, I was just like, I'm just ready to. I was, just like a ball of creative energy, just ready to go out, and I was just like, I need to do something, and so this is just the perfect outlet to just, he knows me better than anyone else, so he's able to craft me, you know, and then from there I'm like able to exert myself. So it's just a good balance like that.
And that's what it works, is balance. We complement each other. We both have our strengths. And it's not this, it's different. So I couldn't do it without him and vice versa. And we have that mutual understanding to where we got to work together. And we really has been no issues. I mean, ain't no Oasis stuff going around here.
We don't want that to happen, man. I tell you that. And I totally understand what you're saying. Like Quez and Quez is into the hip hop thing. I'm into the rock thing. People always asked us, man, you guys should do something. We never did, but the whole podcasting thing now, we feed off each other now because I started doing it, then he started doing it, then we just started feeding, you should do this, we should do that, bring this guest on, do this, and see. And it's, total two different worlds of the podcast that we have. But, I mean, as far as like...
You two could be the new Limp Bizkit. I keep telling you guys that. Like,
don't
time
start,
and time
dude.
again.
Please don't start. Just shut up. Let's move on to the next conversation. I don't want to hear this crap.
There you go. Hit it, dude.
What were you saying?
Which is weird, we took, I don't know how long, like I was in my own band, he was in his own band. We would practice like in the same room, but we never really did music together until I started doing singing for the metal band. I jumped in because he was just like a one-man band, like he kicked out everybody else, and
good job.
I'm very difficult to work with.
But he's very creative. Like he did the graphics, he does all that stuff. So you know, and he knew that I could sing, and I sing like operatic and sing real ugly stuff.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Hearing to the music y'all have, I mean, I wanted to meet the actual voice behind that. I'm like, well, now I am meeting the voice behind that.
And so, like, and we know we've listened to the good music the bands that we admire, the same band. So it's just like a real quick thing to where it's just like an instant, you know what I mean? Like, he gives me something, like a word, and I'll just start chanting, oh, and then from there we start writing. Everything just kind of fits in together, and it's so we never did any of that until when we clicked, and it was like, well, I should just be singing for him,
Right.
you know, for this band. So that's what happened. We did one track in the extreme metal, the black metal band, and then just slowly I sing clean, and I do those, you know.
Right.
But I love singing clean. I love carrying the melody. I like doing all that stuff. So when we started doing this project, to me, I was just like, awesome. Like all the heartbreak songs that my mom listened to in the 80s is all paying dividends right now.
Right.
So,
Yep.
you know, so it's a beautiful thing, like to be able to make music with your brother.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
awesome.
And I have a Jacinto Rivera saying, so these fellows are from the 956. Yes, actually,
Yeah.
they are homegrown here in Weslaco, Texas.
Yeah.
This is what makes it so pure, man, because it's from here.
Yeah, it's stones.
They're downstairs, bro.
During the summers, we used to get kicked out of the public library or get that security guard help.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that poor security guard, dude. He ate so much shit.
And now he's our number one fan. I know those guys. I used to pick them out all the time.
We were real big jerks.
Yeah, we were terrible kids, but we were. I mean, this is before the internet and cell phones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know, we
Harmless fun, you know.
I hear you.
Well, it's Weslaco's fault for not letting more people into the Boys and Girls Club. I mean, come on. I
Oh,
want to play
yeah,
the pool.
They
that's true.
took this out on it.
Yeah.
Well, we can go that way if you guys like.
We'll show.
I got some stories. But so the creativity, the music, the sound. Who comes up with the sound first? The beat.
I do, since I have a home studio with all my synthesizers and equipment. I mean, I sleep in the same room where my equipment's at, so whenever
Yes.
I get an inspiration. I watch a movie, I hear a phrase, I read something. I go in the studio and I'll do the frame, like a solid 80% of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I send it to my brother, and then we go from there. And
Pretty much the skeleton. Which you make the skeleton first.
And he takes it to another level. Like there's always something missing, and then when he puts the voice to it, I'm like, no, the song's ready. It just needed his voice on there. And like right now, in fact, just yesterday, we're gonna release a cover song for Ministry for Revenge.
Okay.
We're gonna release that single, and I just finished it yesterday, and I just mix and I send it to him, and he gets it going, and then we go to the studio and lay down his vocals, and that's basically.
So most of the time, when you do, is it like a tennis match, back and forth? Like you come with a beat, then he gets it, then you get it back, until finally it's like, okay, you know,
But
it
all
is.
the time, we'll like when we rehearse, he's like, "This is what we got," and like I said, he has like an idea of words, or sometimes I have ideas of words, or sometimes we're just like a vibe or whatever, you know, just anything. Like how you said, we read a passage from a book, we see a movie, a piece of artwork, or anything that just really just strikes our curiosity, and from there we just like expand until till we make magic, you know.
Right. And it's funny that you say that, like watching a movie or something like that, because I've just recently I found out, it was a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I got into this anime called Attack on Titans.
I love it.
And
Badass.
the reason why she really got into it is because supposedly Bruno Mars was watching it, and he started writing the music to
Even better.
Die With a Smile. It was meant for that in particular. And now when she told me that, or watching it, holy crap, bro! I'll say it on like, man, I literally bawled out in every freaking scene.
Wow.
Because that's all you would hear is the lyrics when they would say every little line. He goes, wherever you go, I'll go with you, or I'll be with you.
Song.
Yeah, and you watch his anime, and you're thinking of the song, you're like, holy crap, you hear it.
Yeah.
So and that's I guess they get inspired by it. And then what you just said right now, you watch something, you keep watching an '80s movie, and there's a certain passage you're like, dude, that sounds badass.
Well, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to, when you listen to us, we want to strike that into somebody to be like, oh wow, like we want people to be inspired by it, you know, to indulge in it, to feel, you know, just to feel the energy, the creative force, the beauty of it, whether if it's singing about like heartache or love or whatever. We just want you to feel it and have a reaction to it. That gets you moved, like how you said, it moved you, and you're like, I want to watch that show.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, it did. And I have another comment here from Mary De Hoyos saying they are the real deal, underground. And then I got Jacinto Rivera. Here's a big one. This is a big one. He goes, Nikki needs music. He goes, but now let me check out their stuff first before, put up support for local talent. He said Nikki Fuego is a wrestler. So
she's a local.
So,
I love wrestling.
Local wrestler.
She's a local wrestler. She's fire right now in the industry here in RGB and in Florida and north of Texas. So she's rocking and rolling right now.
That's why I say our end game is film score. We score. We've done score work before. We do theme songs. So if they need a song to come out,
fun fact, I graduated, top of my game. I had like a Cisco networking when I was in high school. So the monitor interviewed me, and they were like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And my mom still has the paper. It's like, I want to be a professional wrestler.
Say the doctor. Say the doctor.
Say the lawyer. Say president.
Wrestler. So I vibe with that. So we're down
awesome.
now.
Yeah.
That's awesome, we got it. Yeah.
Now, when you guys perform in your venues or gigs that you got, because I know recently you had one, I think it was the Flying Walrus, I think it was?
The
Cine Rey, I'm sorry, Cine Rey. I saw some of the video footage on that. You had quite a few people that were there. Yeah. I mean, when you see that crowd out there and you're doing your thing on stage, because I have yet to go to an actual event that you guys do, a gig that you guys do. But as the look of it, though, I see that, I'm like, wow, this really takes me back, back to the late 80s, early 90s. So I'm like, wow, man, I wonder if it's the same scene.
We were worried that show because we're playing at 6:45, so our music is not for the day, you know what I mean? We're not music people.
Yeah, exactly.
But I told my brothers, like, hey, someone has to start the show, and then plus there might be people that have never been around us, they're not 21 yet. They're not into the goth scene, the dark wave scene or something.
Right.
I feel like people I looked up, in the middle of our set, and I was like, oh, wow, there's a lot of people that are vibing with it. And it just goes to show, like, no matter what show it is, we're always ready to perform and put on the show, put our stuff out there without any hesitation.
We have literally played in front of 2 people before.
Hey, man.
And you couldn't tell. We went up there and we even did an encore.
Bro.
We got one more song. And
we're already up there. We're gonna do it.
And I've told that to a lot of musicians. Bro. I know the feeling when you're performing to 2 people, 3 people, the most. I've been there. I told them, look, dude, those 2 people, 3 people you perform, they're eventually going to tell one other person.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry. It's like the famous Bruce Lee once said, you throw a pebble into a pond, what does it create? A ripple. So eventually it's going to spread out, and everybody wants to come and check these guys out. So, I mean, those 2 people you perform got you what you got, more or less what you have now.
And we've been fortunate. We've done big shows, too. We've done festivals and stuff. And I think our biggest show was in Corpus. Who did we? That one was
with Twin Tribes.
With Twin Tribes, we played out there, and so whether it's 200, 300 people, 2 people, we're fortunate enough to we're in our 40s now to still be doing it is a blessing, And then
awesome.
We have the people that go see us are, I wouldn't even say they're fans, they're friends that we grew up with. They're family.
That's good, man. I mean, that's a good backbone for us.
So they show up with their shirts. They've been and they rock every single
personally,
time.
So it's very awesome. Like, doesn't matter. Like, we just like to perform. Like I said, we're in our 40s and we're here to make Artes Vida is something that I stand with, and so it's just like, hey, Artes Vida, I'm not meant for a 9 to 5. I'm meant to make music and
Right,
sing,
right.
you know, my heart out, and so that's what I'm gonna do.
See, if it's your cup of tea, man, that you like doing it. I mean, and you're making a little something on the side with it.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
There you go. I
Enough
mean,
to
that's
keep-
what it's all about.
We make enough to get us to the next show.
There you go.
And if that's, you know, or to buy equipment,
Right.
hey, what more can I? Because I remember when we didn't have nothing. You know, we didn't have any equipment, or it was pawn shop stuff that was half broken, and now we can afford buy our art to get us a couple of beers after a show, a little bit of food, gas, and
And
you know,
actually,
to
I
get
was
us
thinking
to the
about
next
that
show.
today. I was like, man, I have like 6 guitars now. I'm like, wow, how did that happen? I was like, dang. Like, how the heck did that happen?
Yeah, I hear you.
It happens.
It happens, man. It
Yeah.
happens.
You know, it's a beautiful thing, you know, to be blessed to make music. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, I really owe it all to like the universe for blessing me. Like I can't explain how much the philosophy of like Artes Vida that has guided me since when I felt like I was in high school. I kind of was like a late bloomer, like I said.
Yeah.
But, I had no self-awareness of myself, and following my brother's band and I remember going to the first show and this one's the one that sparked this whole thing. We went to go see a band called Scarabus. They're now Unholy Desecration, and he was a big promoter, so he would bring big bands down. He even recorded a bunch of bands and stuff, Robert Canales, and man, I remember when I went to go see a live show, like underground show, I just felt like this massive energy that I just like, this is what I was supposed to be doing, it was amazing. It was just the energy just hit me like a brick wall, and I was like, this is what I'm supposed
This is
to
what
be
I'm
doing.
looking
Yeah.
for. Exactly.
And I can't complain, it's just fun when we're just I feel like we're just getting started, we completed our first album and we're on our second album right now, and I just feel like things are getting better, things are like coming into place, things are becoming easier, we have our vibe, we have our tone, and we just got to keep cutting that wood.
That's what it is, man.
Hell yeah.
It's an everyday
Doing the
thing.
work.
I mean, it's an everyday thing. You, as far when it comes to musicians, a lot of people don't know is that sometimes, like you said, writer's block. Sometimes you can't find the exact note that comes into the next note or to the bridge, or for it to bleed here and come back to the chorus. There's so many situations when you're a musician, you want to make it perfect. Some people just go out there and just do it. And you go, okay, this fits with this. If you study it, I'm pretty sure you studied music, or both of y'all studied music. You go from a certain A minor, you can jump down to a D, or slide into an F sharp, or so you know how to calculate and maneuver music notes around. Some people they get stuck. And they get discouraged, and they just put their instrument away, and then that's it. They forget about it. Other people just go for it. They want to continue. They want that goal. They're reaching for that goal. To come out with the best song ever,
I think that's our balance. Like Lee's kind of more structured, and
I'm very anal. I'm very meticulous,
with me, I'm like, improv is my thing. Like, give me a guitar, a piano, and I'm gonna make something and whatever. So that's our balance. And it's the roots need to be there for me to blossom like that. You know what I mean? So. It just works out perfect for us. Do
the two of you have to agree when a song is finished? Because I'm sure the urge to like continuously tinker with a song is...
We've never... I think we trust each other to... Our formula is... Yes, if he has any input on it, yeah, definitely, look into. But I think that he has enough trust in me that I give him a song, it's ready to go, and he adds his... the cherry. I mean, that's what he does. He adds the cherry on top, and we just go with it. I think the only time it was a little bit hard was when we were producing our first album. Like I said, I'm very meticulous, and Abel kept saying, "This song, it's ready." I was like, "No, I hear a
You're the very technical one.
No, you don't hear the hiss." He's like, "I don't hear a hiss." No, it goes. No, and I think there was a little buzz from the speak, and I was just.
Oh my God!
I had to let it go. He's has anxiety, so that's just part. But that's what makes him good. You know what I mean? So
Here, take this.
and then it's hilarious now that it's over and be like, bro,
We tripped out for nothing.
it was just a trip.
It took us 7 years to get our first album out because we continuously redid it, and I went to other people, and then we did, and then finally you have to understand as a musician, it's never going to be perfect.
Exactly.
And let it go because you know
Exactly.
what?
This was just our first album.
Yeah.
I was like,
And-
we still got
and
plenty more to go.
And then my
I was like,
standards
you
are
can get
high.
pissed off at me the next album too.
So,
Save that anger for the third album or whatever.
It's only until you realize it's his problem.
The funniest things when I do listen to it, it's like, oh shit, you were right.
you hear this, don't you?
I'm like,
I told you, bro. I told you. But
then-
did you listen, bro?
But then I started listening to like Led Zeppelin, and if you really are like, you hear the mistakes. You
Yeah.
hear where they fumbled on the strings. I hear Led Zeppelin, and
They
the
happy
left,
little
they left
accident.
it, bro.
yeah, I hear what's the Dire Straits or who does the dun 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 dun, dun no.
oh, golden earring.
No, I'm sorry. There's a one song from Dire Straits where it's their most famous song. What's the name of the song that comes to you? The most famous
Twilight
Dire
I know which song you're talking
No,
about.
that's golden earring.
The one that goes dun dun
Sultans
dun
of
dun dun
Swing.
dun
Yeah,
dun
Sultans
dun
of
dun.
Swing.
Yeah.
I hear a mistake when he's doing his thing. They left it. No one's really. I bet you people listening are gonna go listen to it now and be like, "Where is it?" I try to find it.
And the funny thing is, sad thing is that a lot of musicians that play cover band music like that, they have to get that mistake. 'Cause
Yeah.
it has to sound exactly.
Yeah.
They go the bam 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 bam. They go that right there. You
Yeah.
gotta get that right because we don't. People are gonna criticize us,
Yeah.
and it's a simple mistake.
I have a joke. When people cover Sublime, they have to suck. I'm just
Oh, great! Everybody has a guitar now. But yeah, and you're right.
yeah.
The mistakes. There's a lot of high caliber professionals that make mistakes. Jimi Hendrix was one. Was
Yeah.
a huge. If you go to Woodstock and when he's playing the Star Spangled Banner, when he's playing Hey
Yes,
Joe,
yeah.
you can hear all the mistakes. But then again, everybody's so stoned out there. They don't give a rat's ass.
He was on a bunch of acid.
I'm not sure that was an artistic choice.
But you know what? I liked it because even I wasn't even on the stuff, bro. It sounded awesome.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kurt Cobain when they did the Unplugged, when they cover "Man Who Sold the World."
Yeah.
There's a mistake. They kept it. They could have fixed it. So I started thinking that philosophy, like just let the album go, let it live. That it gives it life. We let it go, and I was like, we're gonna write better songs as we grow
Exactly.
in this genre. And then the next thing you know, we've our favorite songs, the most successful song we've written so far that's really getting a lot of hits is "Necessary Loss." And I wrote that in maybe the whole song, lyrics, vocal, the whole song, maybe in 4 hours. And that's when I was like, let it go. And that taught me a lesson saying, here I'm spending hours, months, years on a single song. And then the song that really has been blowing up, song took me 4 hours from A to Z.
And I remember he called me. He's like, "Bro, I got everything." And like, I was like, "Oh, what's it about?" I was like, "No, I have the lyrics. I have everything." You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I just made it better at.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's his voice that really takes it.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
it does.
mean?
It does.
And then this time around, I was like, I'm gonna put the producing side in someone else's hands and let my baby go to somebody else. It's really hard for me, right? But I've learned a valuable lesson. We reached out to a producer named Robbie. He's out of Bronzeville. And it feels good to be able to give
Talented guy,
It's
bro.
very talented, and he added pizzazz to it. So the successfulness of the song is a lot to him as well, because even though he didn't, he just added a little thing here, a little thing here, rose this up, brought that down, and it was a world of a difference. So I'm able to let go a little bit now.
It's
I'm
hard.
changing,
It's hard. It's hard.
I'm going to therapy.
I have a shrink now. We'll get right back to it. I got one question here from Jacinto. We'll answer it in the second half of the show. He's asking, growing up, did you both like the same jams or you all were totally different? And we'll answer that question when we get back in just a minute, Jacinto, because we got our sponsors to thank also, because we got the sponsors.
We got bills to pay. We got bills to pay.
Yeah, we got some sponsors to take care of. So hang in there. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we're right back. Give me 1 sec.
down the energy, we've got a show you gotta know. It's called the True and New Podcast, Dynamo on the go. Streaming live, catch the vibe, we don't archive. Talking talent, businesses, it's the rhythm of our hive. Every night new stories ignite, shining so bright. Artists painting dreams, businesses scheme under the spotlight. Nights are hot, the chat is alive. Facebook's blinking live, tapping toes to the local pros where the passions thrive. Chew on topics, fresh and raw, each word a draw. From coffee shops to rooftop hops, we come in the floor. Town sprouts, we scream and shout, the valley's about. Breaking norms in all its forms, we bring clout. Get so strong and drummers drumming, feeling that heat. Poets rhyming, painters timing, ain't this beat so neat? Feel the long moments to flip, the thought we never stop. Tell stay begin again and take your life to top. So grab your phone, make yourself known, dive into the wave. The Valley's Heartbeat Podcast in the braid and the suave. The True and New Podcast from must see feet. It's live, it's now, come take your power, embrace life's treat. Hey!
Here we go.
Hip hop.
Yeah. We're back and we're talking a lot of stuff right now in the background, man. If you could only hear what we're talking about, we get in trouble. No.
Expletives.
But we're coming back with the brothers here from Ruinkrôs, right? Okay, I got it right.
Still not saying it right.
Shut up, dude. But we were coming back to the question Jacinto had asked: is growing up, did you both like the same jams, or were you all totally different?
We jammed the
Same
things.
stuff.
Same.
I mean, we.
You know, some of
We've
my
been on the
fondest
same path.
memories when we were younger, like probably in 6th grade, was like listening to a Green Day Dookie album on
Yeah.
tape and the Queen's greatest hits.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you
Queen
know,
Live.
We've always had like the same taste of music,
Yeah.
and our mom had a big factor with that too, because my mom listened to all the 80s, all that good stuff, and even now. The disco, like now we love disco. You know,
We're working on
before,
a
like,
cover. We want to do Bee Gees Tragedy covers,
God.
but with dark synth. So we're looking
Yeah.
at
Dude, that would be so awesome.
and it's funny too because growing up with our stepdad, you know, our culture is puro. What do you do on the weekend? Cowboys game and
Yep.
barbecue.
Aquí
Yep.
Rogelio.
Oh, dude, you're going old school now, bro.
But we didn't notice at the time that was also we're like Tejano and all like
Yeah.
But man, let me
Now
tell
we
you
love it.
that has influenced us so much. You know what I mean? Like all the synths that they use in that and those times. Oh man, it's really influential for us as well. So
A bunch of the synths that we bought used have been from like ex Tejano band members here.
Yeah.
So
Really,
they have
huh?
like the presets, and
Yeah.
like the other day I found like, you know, with like it sound like Grupo Mas and stuff. And we even try to think about covering Grupo Mas, you know, so
That would be pretty cool,
That
man.
would be cool.
you want to do
I
No Te Olvidaré?
Yeah.
Yeah, with just dark and heavy synth. So
That'd be something
Yeah.
real interesting to
so like
listen
we
to.
sit here and say, "Oh God, now you playing this music again." But now I'm all like,
That'll definitely get the haters to show up, dude.
Yeah, that's really thinking out of the box, man, right
Yeah.
there. I mean, when you
Yeah.
think about that, it's like what we talked about earlier, parodies, man. Anybody who doesn't like to do parodies, you don't know what you're missing. Those are the best. Those are the best ones, man. Oh, I got another one here from Al. Let's see if you can read that right there.
hey Al, what's
Al
up,
is saying,
brother?
"What's up, homies? Abel and Lee, hells yeah." There you go. They're coming in slowly, man. They're
Yeah.
coming in slowly.
Also,
Where were you?
Mari de Hoyos, I think that's from the Texas Sweetheart. So that is her
Okay.
daughter.
Yes,
Her daughter
yes.
was my bass player for a long time. So their whole family is amazing. Those guys
Yeah.
are
Yes.
awesome.
They
They're-
were on the show.
We had a
And
chance to meet them.
Those
Yes.
guys rock and roll, so they're awesome people. Big shout out to them.
It's
Yeah.
nothing better having a bunch of girls singing Ring of Fire in Spanish on your couch while you're videotaping them.
Absolutely.
And in Spanish. That was
In
so awesome
Spanish,
too.
yeah.
I used to work at Paradise Roadhouse, so Mari used to go play there with her band and stuff. And
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
she would sing a Gold Luck Woman from Fleetwood Mac.
Yes,
We're like,
yes,
oh,
yeah. And there's so many talented musicians here in the RGVs that we've talked about this, Chu, a lot that's yet to be really tapped into
Yep.
by the. I mean, not to say it's not big down here, but like the larger industries north of Texas. You know, in I know there's a lot of performers right now that are venturing out and doing very well out there.
Yeah.
And they say, bro, if anybody who's a local musician needs to venture out of the valley for a little while, but is it somewhat for you guys to actually stay close to home and make this your foundation home before you step out?
Our motto is 9-5 synth. I mean, that's our thing is our genre. How we describe what do you play? We play 9-5 synths. We're very valley proud, and I think that this is always gonna be home to us. Always. We are very fortunate. One of our biggest inspirations are not even big bands or what you would say quote unquote famous bands. Right. A lot of the local people. There's a guy from Weslaco, Jaime Martinez, that was in my black metal band that was a little bit older than us. I never seen somebody so good at their instrument, and so he deeply inspired me. He talked about Robert Ganales. When I talked about production, he was the first. He has the first studio called Red Barn that I had ever been in. That as a 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid, that is life changing. So. We have friends that also change. We got a friend named Franco Chavez from Wizard Wolf out of Harlingen. Okay. That original music. So we're inspired by a lot of our mutual friends. Our peers. You know, the biggest goth band is from the Valley right now. We have one of the best rock and roll black and roll bands right now is out of Mission called Exea. I mean, these guys are all our friends are leading their genre. So the Valley is huge. It's big, you know, and we've seen that now because we're not playing a lot down here. We've been fortunate enough to be we're getting asked to play in Austin, Houston, Corpus Christi. All our shows next month are out of the Valley. We probably won't play in the Valley until sometime in the winter. And they're getting a lasting impression of the Valley because they always say, you know, we're getting bands from the Valley out here, and we're making it known throughout the state right now.
And and this place has always been very full of talented people. Like there's a lot of talent down here, and you know, I'm also happy that like Grupo Frontera is like getting known because that's attention that maybe major labels will be paying attention down here. Right. You know, everyone has a chance. You know, there's a lot of, and it's insane that there's so many younger bands now that are just doing stuff. And that's so cool. That's like,
yeah, we've been tripping out. We go to shows at the 707 Coffee Shop in Alamo.
Okay. Oh,
and
yes.
You want to feel old? Go there. And I'm like, these kids.
I know what you're talking about.
These kids, and let me tell you, they show up and they get rowdy. I mean, they're insane, and I love it. I mean, of course, I'm sitting down. But
I remember back in the day, bro.
Try not to get my boots dirty. You know? But it is so impressive that these young kids are really, really taking advantage of technology, making it easier to record at home and produce your own album. And then they're just hungry, and it's good to see that. Because when I started off playing in the live scene down here in the late '90s, we couldn't even find a venue. We had Coolies.
You're
remember Coolies?
Yes, you're preaching to the choir, man. I understand.
Trenton Point. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
The VFW.
The VFW. Yeah.
Smiley's Ballroom, man.
Yeah. I remember all those spots, man.
It was hard. So we played all genre. It was punk, hardcore, black metal, death metal, because it was like we all have to play at the venue. We only had one Friday out of the month and pick a place, and we all worked together, and that's why we were able to meet. That's where I met Al Lunacy there through those days, and so we grew up in the perfect time, and seeing everybody change what they're doing has been
and it's very inspiring. Like this past weekend, when we played that festival, the South by South Independence stuff, it was so awesome walking to and from venues, and went to go check out our friends that are performing. I think that's like
really cool concept.
As cheesy it may sound, like whatever, you're kissing ass, but it is legit. Like, you know, like I did feel inspired. I saw my friend Wizard Wolf. I hadn't seen him live in a bit, and I messaged him on Facebook. Like, bro, like, you had like this Aussie energy, and the riffs were just, you know, I mean it. It's, you know, because when people tell me that, I take it, you know, it makes me feel great. So I'm just like, dude, this is all community. and we raise awareness in the scene, and it's going to be beneficial for this area. It's like there's so much talent here that it needs to be recognized.
Yeah, and you talk about venues, bro. Like the way you say it's now being a musician. Now, I mean, going back to my age, well, you guys are around the same era. Now it's a lot. I'm not saying it's a lot easier. I'm just saying it's a little bit more convenient now with cell phones, computers, what we're doing right now, podcasting, interviewing people now. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. If you were lucky, you were lucky you get play it. I'm going way back, ladies and gentlemen. You're lucky to play at Club X. You were lucky to play at Metropolis. You were lucky to play at a Graham Central Station. You were lucky to play at Simon Says, Smoking Aces in Mission, Fast Eddie's.
If you could get the queue to play your song after 2 a.m.
Yes, if you were lucky to get queued 94.5 to play your song, it was amazing.
You made it.
We've actually had the opportunity twice to be on the queue,
and that's awesome.
They played our stuff on the queue, and we made a couple of fans and people who playing our music on the queue was a big deal for us at first. This is before we were even doing much live shows.
It's still a big deal. I don't
It is because we had Charlie Corona on the podcast a couple of years ago, and we asked him a very important question. I go, bro, be honest with me. You being a radio DJ for so many years, just like Rock and Roll just Sam Daly, Vampire King, which we have on the show also. We asked that question: do you feel radio is slowly dying to social media now?
TikTok. Damn you.
To Spotify, to iHeartRadio, to iPod, Apple Radio, I mean, XM Radio also. All these radio shows that are done, not officially that you can hear through your regular radio station program in your vehicle or at home. Now everything's through your phone. Yeah. And you pick your own list now. Mm-hmm. That's why there's so much more variety to pick. You know what I mean?
I feel like radio is... doesn't have the liberties because a lot of them are owned by major corporations, so they're not able to give a local band a shout out and stuff like that, and that's very unfortunate because as beautiful as music is, and of course money is important, you know what I mean, exactly. But it kind of gets watered down because you don't look the right way,
and that's very true that you say that, and that's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, if you knew somebody that worked at Channel 5, Channel 4, the news stations, you might get a little segment that'd be on there. Yeah. If you knew somebody at the Valley Morning Star, you knew somebody at the Monitor, you might get a review on there. If you knew somebody in radio, you're shooing. You're gonna get in.
And that's how we were fortunate. We were lucky enough to work with Confused Records early in our career, and they got us a spot, and we were on the queue twice. Rock and Roll James, I got to give him a shout out for putting us on there, and it was a whole hour dedicated to us, and we appreciate it because we were there.
You're homegrown, underground,
yeah. And I remember I remember the first day they went on air. They played the same 4 songs over and over. I think one of them was Dream On.
Dreamweaver
Dream On.
Dream On.
I remember the first day of the queue. So to be there now, years later, it was very surreal to me to be.
It's in the way it's funny how you and I understand. You also understand that when you hear your song through a radio in a car or a vehicle, you're like, shit, that's me, dude. Yeah. It's like explosion. Now it's like, oh, well, yeah, you're on the radio. What do you do?
But you know what?
I'm on iHeartRadio. What was it?
The radio is still the most supreme because, that's everywhere. Like, one of the most beautiful things that I always remember is when I think it was the second time we got interviewed by Rock and Roll James on the queue. We played our song that we wrote for our grandma who had passed away, and it's not a banger. It's like a ballad. It's real sad. But I had a bunch of friends like recording it on Facebook, and they were just mesmerized by it. They're like, "This is beautiful," and it's like. That's a big audience that you could give. The radio is very powerful. I'm glad that I don't know if they're still doing stuff like that where they're giving local bands to play. I remember when he says like, "Hey, you could call in and request it, and we'll play it."
Yes,
yeah. Call the queue and ask for us.
Call the queue and ask for to play Ruinkrôs.
And it's funny you say that. I go right now. What you're saying about recording it with your phone. And go, come on, man, be more authentic, bro. Buy a tape recorder, bro. Put the cassette in. Push record, bro. Come on. Cassettes. Get yourself a cassette. You got a lot of new kids go, what the hell is a cassette? Midnight Magic, bro. Puro Ruinkrôs, But Yeah, man, it's something that in our time period it was like something like wow, it's amazing. We're on radio, and nothing sounds better when you listen to it on radio because it's something in our era that like when you hear it there. We made it, man. We made it. We finally got on the radio.
It's like the musicians before us, like I want to be on the radio. Now it's just that we have more opportunities, like podcasts and stuff like that, which is equally as beautiful. You know what I mean? But radio is supreme. You know what I mean?
That's going to space, man.
That's
you
right.
Know what I mean?
Mars. Shout out to Mars. What is this peculiar music coming from?
And the only regret is, I wish we could have done Johnny Canales,
Yeah, that's another big one too.
I want to take it away. You know what I mean?
I want to move on the white one. Come on, man.
I came out on Johnny Canales one time.
You did?
Yeah. Not performing. I remember my mom took us, and I hated Tejano music, so I was like messing around.
Preach.
And underneath my seat, I was like, what the hell is this? A sticker. And then at the end of the show, I was like, everybody, check underneath your seat. If there's a sticker, you win a prize. And my mom looks at me, and I have all these pieces of the sticker. I still joke around. It was like an $800 dress. It was like, you owe me.
I'll buy it for your mom. Don't worry.
So I always like telling people I came out on the Johnny Canales show.
Hey.
Mira ese menso.
No, pero pobre sticker chill.
So theoretically,
Yeah,
we could say that now. Yeah, we were also the Johnny.
There you go.
Put it on the credits.
Just for your information, I know Rick Phoenix Mazun is watching. Saying, "What's up, brother?"
What's up, Rick?
Another gentleman who's I think he should be starting up his podcast soon again. Already, Rock Revolution.
Yes.
That's going to be coming out. Another one that I would love for you guys to really get to know is with Julian. He has a show going aquí contra nosotros. I know their show is starting up this week again. They'll be available on, I believe he said the CW and Univision. Their show will be every Sunday mornings now. But I'll get him more information. You might want to look for him because he's always looking for fresh talent down here.
Right on.
That's something that that would be awesome. Now that you'll be on TV.
All right.
You'll be on TV.
Well,
man.
it's the CW.
Well, no, they're trying to get you new show, man. That's TV, bro.
That's TV.
That's TV.
No,
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
To me, any opportunity is just. I love music so much, so I'm just like, hey, I want to do whatever,
Right,
like,
whatever's available.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you.
Just as long as there's an opportunity to play, or gain a new friend or a fan, or it's all worth it.
Yeah,
I got you.
Build those connections. Absolutely.
Is what's
Like I know for a fact on Saturday when we played, like a lot of those people hadn't heard us, but then they got invested into it, and I was like, that's awesome.
It's like I said, the first time I heard it, Mingo was the one who showed it to me, man. And when I first heard it, I heard that, and I was like, dude, start it over again. Do I want to hear this again? And I go, are you sure? They go, yeah, they're from here from the Valley, dude. They're from Weslaco. I go, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This sounds like Depeche Mode to me, dude. He goes, right? I go, dude, I don't know, man. It's just freaking me out right now. And they're from here, like, holy crap. I go, wow. Why am I not introduced? This is the reason why radio needs to make a huge comeback and stuff. I know you have your artists that are up there making millions and millions, and you're not helping Paola, by the way. If you hear me speaking out to you, some of these great artists that are non-contracted, that are trying to burst out, who maybe have their own record label, own studio, that are trying to break out, you got to give them a chance. And everybody's, money talks, bullshit walks, right? I understand that. But sometimes you got to bite the bullet and say, you know what? I want to try this. I want to see what these guys can do for my radio show. And there's a lot of pirate radio shows online that you can throw your stuff out there, and they'll pick it up quick.
I know there was
got
one here
stuff all over the place.
I know there was an old pirate radio station, Al Lunacy, back like in the 90s, or
I think Al told us the story.
Al, it is streaming on YouTube right now, actually, also. And then I got also, sorry.
But it is beautiful. Like, if we could pirate radio, let's do it.
I got Nikki Casada saying, was that Lily Bean saying, hi, Dad.
Oh, that's my baby, my daughter.
Hi, Abel.
She wants my job.
Block her.
What's beautiful? I think the most beautiful thing about our experience is that my daughter's 16. She grew up with a home studio. She grew up with musicians in and out of the house.
Yes.
I got 3 little ones that grew up, so they're in the studio. We'll be rehearsing. They're in and out. They're singing. They know our songs.
They know all the words.
They know the words. and to me that is the most, like, just yesterday.
It's epic.
Yeah, and yesterday
Right?
I was with my daughter who's 8, and she asked for Necessary Loss. She said, "Can you put on Necessary Loss, Dad?" I was like, "Okay," and we just listen to it, and they vibe to it, and to me that's
It's
that's
funny
cool.
because I have a stepson and they get along. Lily, his youngest, and my stepson, and they're both the same age. I was like, they're gonna make a metal or a band. They'll be called Cousins, and it's gonna be epic. I was like, if we don't make it, they will.
Ruinkrôs Jr.
Yeah.
They're gonna make TikTok versions of all these songs.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's all you need is, and that's the next question I have. And a lot of people, since I've been really putting out a lot of content now with the Muppets and stuff and cartoons. A lot
You
of
can
help.
stop doing that,
Yeah,
by
I
the
love
way.
it, dude. It's
Yeah.
funny.
I thought
You gotta make it
it's
stop. It's freaking awesome. I love it. But
They need a job now.
right, they do need a job.
do
They
need
need to
a job.
live.
They gotta make a living.
They got Muppet bills.
They're damn right. You got a big Willie selling you know what and drinking somewhat. But doing your music, I mean, have you ever let the reins go to let the young ones make your own video through AI? Have you ever thought of that? Because I've tried with my son. I tried giving him some old songs for my old band. I go, here, try it. And he'll be like, nah, cringe. I'm like, oh, thanks, son. Appreciate it.
No, they're not. They don't really, their phone. They're still little, so they don't have a lot of phone.
You'd be surprised, dude. You'll be surprised.
Like my oldest niece,
But
like
she does.
she's very creative.
She takes pictures of
draws,
us,
and she writes poetry, and like to me, I was like, I've done my job as an uncle because
KMTL Pirate Radio from Weslaco. Hey, nice, man. That's awesome. I like
Okay.
that.
Yes,
I like
sir.
that.
Yeah.
And like I said, we do have the Triple B next door who do Pirate Radio also, but it's on Mixcloud. So if you ever get a chance to
they?
go there, yes,
they
they
really?
do. Let them go,
Do they
right?
really?
You just leave them alone,
The
dude.
Bill,
They
the
get
Bill
to pick
Better
the top
Beautiful.
10.
Yeah.
Shut up, dude. Don't go with that shit again. They let you pick your top 10.
Yeah.
And you tell them the story why you like that top 10, and they
Like
go from there.
songs or
Yeah,
stuff?
songs or whatever you want.
I would
that's
love
cool.
it.
Yeah, so there'll be something interesting. You could probably put your song as number 1 if you want. Whatever you want.
I would. It'll be number
I
10.
so would. I so would.
But yeah, I mean, because I've seen a lot of. I know Popular Loner at the time, Freddie Honda and Mr. Troy, when they did release, I can't remember this. I think it was Is it Bleed? I'm not sure which song it was. They started up the whole AI thing real quick with the whole changing the faces into skulls. The video was just amazing. To me, that was my introduction to, holy crap, here we go. Yeah. This is where the game changers come in. You guys coming off doing, I know you have most of your songs already. Do you all plan to do something like maybe a mini size video? Because I know you guys freaked out when I put the wave on your emblem, how it started waving in colors and stuff like that. You're like, dude, that is awesome. I go, hey man,
No, AI is cool or whatever, but like I think our first music video, like we've had an idea about it, and so like we're gonna shoot it. Like we've had, we have some people, our friends that we did the movie, John and his wife. They do movies, they act and stuff like this. So we have people, we want to make like a kind of a good video, like kind of movie-esque, with the. We have an idea that we've been working with.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, whatever, but I just haven't gotten there yet, as far as that.
Yeah.
I use AI to be like, how can I make money fast?
Rule number 1, get a job. I'm not playing with AI no more.
It's coming. I know. We've yet to, get there yet, but it's something that I'm not opposed to. I mean, if it makes it easier, yeah.
And I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in there. Would you be opposed of somebody doing something with their music and make it into an AI?
Oh no, never.
No.
But cross it through you guys first before posting.
No puppets.
Shut up! No. I have an idea.
No.
Yeah, no, whatever. To us, I mean, we've had people do things like that. Little videos, little things they put in the background our music, and by all means, I mean, whatever. Because what if that video, you have access to somebody that we don't have access to,
right?
And you never know who that person might be, and they go tell somebody, and we get messages all the time from some random people say, I was at a barbecue and they had your music. I asked who it is. I don't know who.
You had no clue who it was.
Welcome.
Yeah.
They're like, we didn't even know this kind of music existed down here in the valley.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah. So we got people remixing other artists that are remixing our music, and so go by all means. You know,
Yeah,
you want
if
the
you go to
stems,
our
hit me up.
website, you could get the stems to do your own remix with
Really?
our stuff.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we have necessary loss broken down, kick, drum, snare, like every single thing
Wow.
broken down to where you can download them safely and meet off of Mediafire, and you can do what I will with it, remix it, just tag us in it. You know what I mean?
That's
And-
awesome.
and
That's good.
wow.
That's good to know. That's awesome. Thank you so much for
Nice.
sharing
We're
that.
just
I'm
all
sure it's
about
awesome.
creativity, you know. Out of this villa and this, you know, the world's all crazy. So the art's beautiful, you know.
Right.
We want to be a distraction for that, you know. Let your a catharsis for your emotions and feelings, you know. Because when we go up on stage, you know, we're just two people, but there's a lot of emotions
Right.
behind it, and you know, when I sing, I sing with my heart. You know, I'm so nervous when when I'm getting ready for, I get anxious and stuff, and usually it's, you know, I don't know why I just get anxious and nervous, but I
Right,
just
right,
do
right.
it, you know.
I
because
dry heave. I'm there dry heaving on the way to every show.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And we've done it 100 times, and it's never gonna.
Right? It's never gonna go away. Yeah,
It's
it's a,
just
it's a,
That's
it's a
probably for the-
ritual.
that's
It's a
probably for the
ritual.
best. Yeah.
It's a genuine feeling, you know. So
Yeah.
we're like putting ourselves out there. We're just like, we're naked up there, you know. We're
Not literally, people. Don't.
No.
They say they will be
Don't
naked
start that
on
again.
stage.
No.
We have to
Don't
go,
start-
Linda. We have to go.
Hey, the hat stays on, okay?
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
can
then,
keep your head on.
You know, we're vulnerable, and we, you know, that art's a beautiful thing. It's full of passion, and you know, it's like a drug. And I just get, you know, we're in there.
It's a
we're-
high,
Yeah.
pretty
yeah,
much.
we're
Yeah.
in there like, you know, it's not just half-assing or anything. It's like
Right.
we live it. This is, you know, genuine and emotions that we're putting out there. And we're
Right.
seeing, like, and there's a lot of times, especially like in the beginning, you know, where I was, especially like when we wrote this song for our grandma, like crying, you know, it's like,
Mm-hmm. Right.
dang,
No, I hear you.
know?
Yeah. The emotions of it.
I
Yeah.
think she had called us, you know, before she passed. She was able to call us, and I remember hearing her voice at 5 a.m, and I was like, you know, so when I sing that song, I'm like invoking that energy, and
Right.
you know, she was kind of like a bruja, so all that stuff follows me too. So I'm real connected with all that stuff. So I just feel real vulnerable but powerful, and it's just,
Right.
you know, I just hope that people like it and
Right,
enjoy
right.
it.
Well, we've come to the part of the show where I know you guys are brothers. Now, I've had so many adventures with my brother growing up. There's always one story that sticks out, where growing up together, you guys did something. You're like, oh, we're lucky. We're lucky mom and dad didn't catch us doing this.
Mom, turn off the
Oh no! Turn it up! Post it on
Oh,
Facebook.
No, it's horrible because he let the cat out of the bag. It was like, I still live with my, at the time I still live with my mom. You can't tell her that. I still live there, you know?
We barbecue. My mom would come over, and we were like, when we were kids, and you guys did that. I'm like, yeah, and but I'm out of Abel was still there at the time with her. He's like, I gotta live with this. Well, I gotta go back in here. I can't believe you guys did that. And oh man, well, I have to be very.
Well, you
very
gotta give us
careful.
one. Give us one story.
Oh man.
One.
Which
One. You don't
one?
have to go too graphic. You have to go too hardcore. I don't want to hear dead bodies or anything like that. Whatever. Just something that you're like, man, I don't know what we were thinking at the time.
you're going to get them in trouble, dude.
Maybe.
I hope no one from my job is listening.
Guys are working that know this gentleman. Turn off your camera and everything you got there. Go ahead.
No, turn it up.
Just with us growing up, we grew up in a really great time, the late '90s, and our mom was going to school full time, working full time. My stepdad worked graveyard, so me and my brother grew up completely with no adult supervision
Generation X.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
And we would walk around, we got some spray paints and we walk around tagging, and then I remember we would go to the Harlem Block Park and Saturday
The old Harlem Block.
the old
Yeah.
Harlem Block Park.
Yeah.
Oh my
and,
goodness.
and we found out that underneath the home plate is a sprinkler system.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So we would put that water sprinkler open. So when the next day when the kids had baseball.
Oh
The
my!
field would be flooded.
You're the reason my little league game got canceled.
So you're the one. You owe me $50.
No, we were bad. We were
Like I said, we
adventurous.
grew up around this here. We terrorized all
this
whole
area.
area.
We were just.
This is my hood.
I remember this was like Mid Valley Bank and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And me and my other brother, we like timed the lights while he like spray painted KOS
Oh my
on the clock, and you can still see the outline of it. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
We did.
But my mom be like, "Oh, they're straight A's, dude," because we were, you know,
That's the thing. Yeah, we were straight A students.
we
But,
never got caught. You know what I mean?
and you know we played. We go.
Call the cops.
You know we would.
We saw the pod.
We would. We lived right by. We lived on 7th Street. By.
Don't give your address.
Old.
Did I just not say don't give your address?
So let's
Do
just
it,
say
yeah.
we lived by Nat Medical Hospital at the time when we were kids. So
Okay.
we'd go see the doctors smoke their cigarettes, and we were kids, so we would go and get the cigarettes from the.
Jesus
Try to
Christ.
sneak into the morgue.
Yeah.
The security guards would chase after us and everything like that. And we were just laughing our asses off. We were so stupid. Like,
Guys, rule number 1 as a podcaster: never ask questions like that ever again.
I mean, that's PG stuff. So
That's good. Let's keep it off PG,
We'll
right?
talk about the dead bodies after.
That'll be the second time you guys come back.
won't mention the felony act.
Jeez. Guys, give all your social medias, man, so these guys can follow you wherever you guys are at. That way they can keep in touch with you guys. Where can they follow?
Ruinkrôs.com.
Yeah.
That's where you can find all our
Everything,
stuff.
all the links. That's RUINKROS.com. Simple. It gives you all the links to everything that we're doing, our show, our where our shows are at, what's coming up, our schedule, and our apology to the Little League of 1996. We'll be up there later today.
Great, you even give the year now. Now I know where it was. Jesus Christ.
I became a criminal because of you guys.
Great. And I go there. PD's gonna come give us an award. Thanks to you. We don't want the award. We don't want it. Oh gosh. Guys, all I can say is that thank you so much for coming out to the podcast. It's been an hour and 6 minutes, man. We flew by
I feel
this
like
one.
we could've gone like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
trust
yeah.
me. Trust
No,
me.
no problem.
Trust me, we can, but this one has a bedtime.
So do I.
It's 2 minutes past, or
We
2 hours
really
past my
appreciate
bedtime.
it. We haven't been like in a podcast in a bit, and this is a beautiful setup.
Thank
you
you
guys
so much.
got
Thank
here.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amazing stuff, and we're honored to be a part of it. I know you've played our music before,
Yeah.
you know, so we appreciate that, and keep doing this, supporting the scene. That's amazing, and you're doing a great job. Beautiful spot.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much,
you.
man. We
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
it. Yeah.
Next time you come, this thing won't be here, so it'll be even more beautiful.
Oh, I'm gonna be here forever now.
Well, no, I'll just bring your leg. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, follow us on, we're on ruinkross.com, and we're also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah.
Find out about upcoming events and things.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah, we got
everything
a
will be
bunch
on
of
there.
cool things coming up. We got a big show coming up in November
Yes.
that will be promote. We haven't officially set the things yet, but we're bringing a band from Houston with another local band. We're putting together a show, so hopefully we'll end the year like our dark wave scene. We'll have a
Right,
little
right.
badass show at the end of the year.
Out there in Brownsville. So.
Awesome,
Okay.
awesome. We'll look forward to it. As soon as that's available,
Okay.
when you release the date, make sure you hit us up with it. We'll toss it on our Facebook page and all our social medias. That way everybody can get a chance to see exactly when and where you guys are playing and performing.
Or if
So-
you guys just want to talk to us about more of the evil stuff.
Hey, bro, we could talk about it. I could talk about philosophy. I go on.
Just
I believe it. I
give us
believe
a
it.
call, man. Give us a call, yeah.
Yeah, but no, like I said, once again, guys, just keep doing what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Keep processing great music. And like I said, he had never heard you guys before. I put the music on Tuesday night where we're about to leave, or before we started the podcast, actually. And he was listening to go, bro, I can actually just relax and just listen to this all night. I go, yeah. It's very relaxing. I love this music. It takes me back. It takes me back when I was back into 8th grade, 9th grade years, man, listening to this kind of music.
yeah.
When it was,
And that's cool. Y'all mentioned what's it, Metropolis or stuff like that.
Oh, Metropolis. That
Yeah.
was at Metropolis was actually
Club X.
it used to be
X.
Club X.
Like I don't know, Anything Box. Like we opened up for Anything Box, A Box. They're from the 80s.
Okay.
They were real big. He would come over here. So like that's our vibe. And
Yeah.
y'all guys like that stuff. Y'all love us. So.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Once again, guys, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming out, man. We appreciate you taking the time out here and having a little fun with us here. I just nothing but good wishes to you guys, man. Hopefully, you guys continue doing what you're doing, and the next time we talk, shoot, probably playing a huge venue somewhere north of Texas or
Fingers
maybe
crossed.
somewhere else, man.
You guys better take our calls.
When you make it big, you better tell everybody you in our podcast, man.
I'm gonna put the contact pictures of Muppet.
There you go. That'll work. We'll do that. That sounds
That'll
perfect.
work. That'll work, yeah.
Perfect. No, but thank you once again, guys, for coming out with us, man. Having a little fun with us, man. I appreciate it.
And thank you to the guys that chimed in and
Yes.
asked questions.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Everybody, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Be kind to each other and yourselves, guys.
There you go. There you go. Oh, no, not the ugly thing there. Okay, there he is. No, guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. Great episode. Learned a lot of new things. A lot of stuff we should have known about, but we learned about them anyways. But what'd you think, Chip?
I learned that sometimes you shouldn't ask certain questions. Sir.
Plead the fifth.
Just plead the fifth. Just move on.
No, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We will be back again next Thursday. We will have Troy Fonseca
Mention.
in the podcast. And the hero prevails. We'll be here next Thursday here
Yep.
on the podcast. Another local artist. It'll be fun to have him on here. I know he's been looking forward to coming here for quite a while. We finally got him on. He says he doesn't want you here, so that's going to be awesome.
Well, too bad, Trey, Tony, Tino, whatever. I'm gonna be here.
That'll be episode 253. Slowly climbing the ladder to 300, guys. And our anniversary is coming up in August. Be 7 years potting here with you guys. But it's gonna be so awesome.
7
God,
years.
Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh,
But guys, tune in next week, 7:30. And the hero prevails will be here on the podcast. Chew, any last words?
I'm taking my leg off.
Sign us out, Chew.
I've been chill.
And I am Ooh. We will see you next week, 7:30 p.m. Latest gators like always, and here are our sponsors.
Down in energy, we've got it, so you gotta know. It's called the Chew and New Podcast, Dynamo on the go. Live streaming live, catch the vibe, we don't archive. Talking talent, businesses, it's the rhythm of our hive. Every night new stories ignite, shining so bright. Artists painting dreams, businesses scheme under the spotlight. Nights are hot, the chat is alive. Facebook's blinking live, tapping toes to the local pros where the passions thrive. Chew on top, expression raw, each word a draw. From coffee shops to rooftop box, we come in the floor. Town sprouts, we scream and shout, the valley's about breaking norms in all its forms, we bring clout. Get so strumming, drummers drumming, feeling that heat. Poets rhyming, painters timing, ain't this beat so neat? Feel the low moments to flip, the thought we never stop. Tell stay begin again and take your life to top. So grab your phone, make yourself known, dive into the wave. The valley's heartbeat, broadcasting the braid and the suave. The Chew and New Podcast, a must-see feat. It's live, it's now, come take your bow, embrace live street.